And we're back with another update. Michael, what is happening? This is pretty crazy. Go ahead.
Well, I go to courthouse this morning to the county clerk. I want to file two motions, but I told her I wanted to see a paper that was in the case file, if it was in the case file. I got this paper in the mail. It had rained, so it's kind of faded. As you can see, it has the county clerk stamp on the top corner. Okay.
Okay.
The little girl at the clerk's office went through my case file. This particular paper is not in my case file. This paper states I have signed a final judgment of possession on this case. The 11th Court of Appeals dismissed the appeal. The court will hold no further action in this case.
And when you say it's not in your case file, what's the importance of that?
Anything that's legal has to be in your case file. That stamp right there says this has to be in the case file. Exactly like it is.
And the case file's kept where?
In the county clerk's office.
You went there and it wasn't there.
Wasn't there. She could not find it. I'm not saying it wasn't there. She couldn't find it in the case file.
Okay.
So the clerk had called me yesterday and told me that the judge had sent my motions back down from Friday and Monday in a folder with a sticky note. Here's a picture of the folder with the sticky note. It says court review, do not set trial. That is a constitutional violation of my Fourth Amendment rights to my ability to be in court and plead my case.
How is it a violation?
He can't deny you access to the court, period. You have a right to be in the court. This case is based on jurisdiction. He had no jurisdiction on my case. He ruled anyway. He has broken the law. I filed two more motions about 4:30 this afternoon. One is a motion to vacate, a renewed motion to vacate, along with the order to compel him to rule on the case. And if not, there'll be further action as far as a mandamus or turned over to the regional presiding judge. That'll be interesting if he signs that. He may not have a chance to sign it because I also filed a motion to disqualify the judge for his bias and judicial misconduct.
And you believe that's there?
What's that?
What, your
Yeah,
claims?
I proved it's there. It's in that motion. It's been proved it's biased. I had filed a previous motion to disqualify in October, but I didn't know the rule at the time. I just filed it in the case file. I had to serve him personally by process server, and I didn't do that. But still, from what I researched today, it was in the case file. He should have read it. He should have addressed it. Now, the one that filed a while ago will be served to him by process server. Once served, he has 3 days to recuse himself or send it to the regional presiding judge for a trial. But when I file a motion to disqualify, that should put a halt on everything, including the writ of possession and the enforcement of the writ of possession. He's giving orders on a void judgment. That's constitutionally unconstitutional and illegal. That's criminal. Now there will be criminal charges filed for oppression, judicial misconduct. And I don't remember the numbers, but one of them is for abusing his oath of office. It's something under the color of law. I've had a hard day, so it's hard to remember all the phrases. But that's criminal.
Michael, what the hell's going on? Because, I mean, you're going through all this, legal jargon. You're very well informed. It seems like the judge doesn't care to uphold the law whatsoever. Like he just wants to, put his opinion or his stance on it and just stamp it and send you out the door. What the hell do you think is really going on?
I can't speak for his mind. I can only speak for what I think.
True.
I think I've already been told, as in the previous video, he does not like pro se litigants.
Someone confirmed that. Somebody I know high up there said that you are correct with that actual statement.
Okay. He just wants to push me out. What he's done is against the court rules. The moment it plainly states in the state constitution and it may be it's in one of them, either court rules, the Constitution. The minute that title is brought up in a case, he is to immediately shut it down, dismiss it, and then move it to district court. Same with the Justice of the Peace, did the same thing. He has no jurisdiction over a void judgment. His judgment is void. Ab initio, which means from the beginning. It's void. The appeals court is compromised. When I appealed it, which I don't have to appeal a void judgment, but he still made me post a $4,000 bond on a void judgment. That's still unconstitutional and illegal.
So in layman's terms, when you say that, I'm trying to get in my mindset. I'm not a legal scholar, or I'm not really.
Well, I'm not either, but I'm getting there.
I'm telling you, but I'm saying when you say that he made you post a bond on a voided judgment, what can you put that in layman's terms, like someone that would know, like a soccer mom or a regular person?
When he ruled against us in the court case and gave his judgment for the plaintiffs, the mortgage company, when he did that, you have a right to appeal any case, most cases. All right, to appeal, we had to post a bond to stay in the house during the process of the appeal, $4,000 on a void judgment.
What does that mean, a void judgment? It's basically,
that means this case
is no standing, nullified.
It was nullified the minute he didn't dismiss it or send it to district court. And that's on top of previous motions at the JP level, the county court level, and the district court level to move my case to district court. Nobody did it. Now the appeals court is corrupted because if they had done their job with my appeal, if they had read my case or my transcript, which they're supposed to do, they would have sent it back down to him as a void judgment. You have no jurisdiction. But they didn't. They dismissed it for want of jurisdiction.
What does that mean, want of jurisdiction?
They don't have jurisdiction on the case.
And what do you mean by jurisdiction? What does that mean?
They don't have the right to rule on the case.
Wow. Okay, so back to what happened today. You went up there today, correct?
Yes.
And go ahead.
I went to file 2 motions, and then I found the lady couldn't find this in the case file. She showed me this that had been sent down. Do not set hearing. That's a constitutional violation of the worst kind.
I mean, he wrote it on a sticky note.
I don't know if he wrote it. Somebody wrote it.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so anything you else want to add to this before we go to the final words here?
Well, it's going to be interesting from here because there's a lot more stuff fixing to happen.
Okay. Final words, Michael. Anything else you want to get out there before we publish this video?
Just have to trust in God, because if we wouldn't be where we at if He didn't have His hands on this.
Michael, I'm just going to add this to end this segment here. I see, I told my wife earlier, I can look in your eyes, man. You're stressed out. You're not getting no sleep.
No.
I mean, you've done more than a regular American citizen would do to, take care of their house and their property. I don't know if I could even do this. I probably would if I didn't have no other options, but it seems like you're jumping through a lot of hurdles, having to learn the law in a limited amount of time. And what does that do to you and your family, man? How hard is that? But besides you living in a FEMA trailer for months on end in hotels, how hard has it been on you and your family, Michael?
Well, the hardest part to all of this is when they did the illegal foreclosure, we were in a situation where we had 24-hour help to watch over my special needs daughter. When that happened, it killed our credit. We couldn't afford the help. So the hardest part on this has been my wife and I's relationship. We haven't been able to sleep together for 10 years because she has to sleep with my daughter because of her seizures. So, yeah, it's frustrating, and it'll piss you off. Everybody else sleeping in their beds with their wives.
Well, that's often to say, I don't have these problems, and you have these problems. And it seems like the people that are to help us with these problems, or at least, make a correct, proper judgment, they don't seem like they're doing their job.
Nope. Nobody's doing their job. It's going to get interesting. There'll be more to come.
All right. With that, I thank you, Michael. God bless.
Thank y'all.